Sunderland legend Micky Gray is here as well, looking like he's just walked out of Casamora.
Some tan.
Yeah. Sunderland obviously caused a bit of a stir in pre-season, didn't they, when they went wiring into Roma in a pre-season friendly. Luca Nine's not popular. I think his missus sent him a message saying, I wanted to go to Rome on honeymoon, and he said, I don't think I'm welcome there for a little while. I'll have to go somewhere else.
U-turn now from that. I'm optimistic, I think, because obviously they've just had the promotion from League One, which we've been waiting for 4 years or 4 seasons. Everybody's kind of getting giddy and itchy feet and thinking, right, okay, it's going to be a bounce and straight back up into the Premier League. I think you've got to just establish yourself in the Championship first and foremost, maybe for the next 3-4 seasons. Top half of the table is probably your name this season. If they can do that, then I think everybody's got to be happy.
Okay, I tell you who's going to be happy today, Nottingham Forest fans, because they've made their 12th summer signing, or 11th summer signing. Yeah. Jesse Lingard, the highest paid player in their history, has joined the club. He's competed and moved to Nottingham Forest, reportedly for around about 135 grand a week. He was offered 90 grand on a multi-year deal at West Ham United, turned it down to go to Nottingham Forest. It must be for footballing reasons, this, mustn't it?
Well, listen, first and foremost,
why are you laughing?
You're right. In some quarters, it has been reported that he will be earning 200 grand a week. I don't believe we actually put that figure on it. As you say, the figure I've been given is nearer 135 with the bonuses taken into account. That's still a significant investment, as you say, for Forest. He will be the highest paid player in their history.
Just to go back to what you said this week, you did say that you thought this was a money decision, but now you've got the details of the deal. It can't be, can it? So just simple maths means that it cannot be a money-driven decision.
Well, it's still more than what West Ham
but it isn't,
offering.
though, is it?
Well, yeah.
Well, no, it's not, because you told me that it was a multi-year deal at 90 grand a week at West Ham United, so that's a guaranteed 9.3 million. A one-year deal with all the bonuses and performance clauses is £7 million.
Yeah, but then he'll be in a position next summer to get himself another lucrative
but he
deal
has to
somewhere.
Perform well in order to do that.
He does, and that can be good for Forest.
So it's a footballing decision.
So I think
he's backing himself as a performer.
It's a footballing decision for Forest. I think,
and he'll go straight into the team.
Money comes into it. He'd have gone straight into the team at West Ham. Let's not beat around the bush. Of course, he would have done. He did when he was there on loan. But David Moyes wasn't desperate to sign him, to have him as a squad player. I do think his relationship now, particularly the West Ham supporters, is probably fractured beyond repair. So when he does become a free agent again next summer, I don't really envisage a scenario where he pitches up at London Stadium. But for Forest, clearly if they can get a motivated Jesse Lingard, and you say maybe a one-year contract is quite clever on their part, because he will be motivated to prove himself and maybe put himself in the shop window for a bigger move next summer. It makes sense for them. But Mickey can give us a player's perspective. We know he's the highest paid player in their history. Therefore, he's the highest paid player on their books at the moment. Is there a risk of upsetting the harmony in the dressing room?
There's definitely a risk.
Well, there isn't, because they've cleared the half the dressing room, isn't it? They've just given Brendan Johnson a new contract. Apart from that, it's pretty much a new first team.
Yeah, but the other players they've got coming in are not going to be earning anywhere near what Jesse Lingard is.
He's trying to change the narrative, but actually, first of all, let's concentrate on the fact that Jesse Lingard has made a decision because he wants to play football, hasn't he?
Well, I think he does. He's got to play regular football, because he didn't really play a lot last season for Manchester United. Whatever contract being thrown at him, he's obviously accepted Nottingham Forest ahead of West Ham for that one-year deal. Does it jeopardise the World Cup for Jesse Lingard, depending on how Nottingham Forest do in the Premier League? It's down to him.
But if he's playing every week at Nottingham Forest, then he's got a chance to showcase his talent.
If they're not performing, Sam, if they're not performing, then he is jeopardising getting back into that England squad, because he did get back into the squad when he was at West Ham. He was playing really well. He looked as if he settled in absolutely brilliant to that club. So it was a bit of a surprise that Nottingham Forest came in. But you have to look at the figures. I know it's only a year contract, and if the gap is 90 to 135, as a player, selfishly, you go to Nottingham Forest. You just do that. It's in the mindset of the players.
So what you're saying is you agree with me. And do you seriously believe, Sam, that Jesse Lingard wouldn't walk into the West Ham starting 11?
Yeah, I think that there's a lot more competition at West Ham United than there was at Nottingham Forest. I think also there's a bit of status thing, right? Bringing Jesse Lingard into the dressing room is Steve Cooper's way of saying, we're trying to elevate this team, we're going to build the team around him. They've given him the number 10 shirt. They've obviously made him feel wanted. I would imagine that they've promised him that he will be a central figure in their plans. Whereas at West Ham United, David Moyes is not going to do that. He's going to say, look, you're part of our squad. We'll make sure you get as much game time as you can get. But he also knows that he's quite a ruthless manager, and that if things aren't working, there are other resources there.
If you were a player, Sam, would you like to be guaranteed a place?
I think Jesse Lingard needs to play football. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he would, and I think Crook is right. I think he would have done it. He's going to be
given every chance to be able to play in the first team. Whereas it's a bit more competitive, I think, at West Ham, because they're a better team, aren't they?
So he's taking the easy option. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying he's taking the footballing decision, which is I want to play every week because I haven't played very much over the course of the last 2 years, as you keep telling us.
I think if I was Jesse Lingard, I'd have been looking at West Ham thinking, right, we've got a chance of finishing in the European positions at the end of this Premier League
football this season.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which is obviously, you talk about shop windows, giving yourself the chance of getting back into that England squad. I think it's going to be a lot harder at Nottingham Forest.
A few text messages suggesting that you're reversing, Crook, but that's not a surprise, is it?
I'm not reversing. I maintain.
You've got flip-flops on. Where's the flip-flops?
I maintain, and there are people that I've spoken to within the game, people from other clubs, our own Scott Binto, who's, I know, judgment you respect. They think for the benefit of his career, Jesse Lingard should have gone back to West Ham.
Yeah. I do think that you should have got a calculator out, though, before you decided to talk about money, because you missed £2.5 million off.
Jim White and Simon Jordan, Monday to Thursday morning, 10 till 1. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.